Okay, so on today's episode, I'm just gonna put an answer to one of the questions that was sent over the week. Yeah, I received questions from people over the week, and I'm just practically going to answer one of the questions. Um, so let me read the question. It says, I've just been appointed into a supervisory role to lead the people that once my colleague, we both were working at the same level, but now I've been appointed as the supervisor. How do I fit appropriately into that role, knowing that this I've been one vulnerable to these people in one way or another? Okay, congratulations to the person, and um, it's now one of the things is that it's a professional setting. So um, the question is, have you accepted that you are the leader? I'm not talking about the fact that you sit in a different office um, from them, and I'm not also talking about the fact that maybe you have a designation on your table that speaks to the fact that you are their supervisor. I'm saying that have you accepted the fact that you are the supervisor in your head, in your mind, in your disposition, in the take of responsibility? Because it is you that must first of all accept the fact that you are now their leader. So if you have accepted the fact that you are their leader, it changes a whole lot of things. Because as long as you are afraid that you at some point have been vulnerable to them, and so you are sometimes colleagues and now you're the supervisor, you don't need to be. You are their supervisor now. It is what it is now. So you need to rise up to the responsibility that has come to the new appointment that you have. So you need to take yourself as the supervisor, accept it that I am the supervisor of these people now. And I'm not saying accept it like a sort of some sort of pride or arrogance or something. No, that's not a play here. But I'm saying that it's just like saying that a man takes the responsibility, takes the conscious identity that is the husband of someone. A man that is married, the way he carries himself, the way he thinks about responsibility is different from a man that is single for most people, you know. So that's what I'm trying to say now. So I'm trying to put it in that retrospect that you are their supervisor now. So you have to see yourself as it. You have because you are it has to rewire your way you see yourself, the way you put yourself out, the way you carry yourself, the way you interact with them. Yeah. So you have to first of all what? See yourself as the supervisor. So don't be scared. Don't be how do I say it now? Don't be scared. Don't be like, okay, how do I feel into the role? You are in the role already. The role has accepted you. Accept the role. So that's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. The role has accepted you already. Accept the role. You get it? Yeah. So once you've accepted the role, if they have not accepted you for the role, they will fall in line alongside when you do certain things, which I'm going to talk about now. But one thing I first of all want you to know is accept the role. The role has accepted you for whatever reason. Your organization has promoted you, in the fact that maybe you were good, you met targets, your KPI was good, whatever reason. But I'm practically trying to say that the role has accepted you. Accept the role. That's the one first point. Now the second point is this. So you now have to understand that um, that you have accepted the role now puts you on the responsibility of a leader. Yeah. So there are many things you need to learn, or maybe you've learned them. I don't know. You need to learn leadership. Leadership as a skill. You need to learn how to communicate. You need to learn communication skill. You need to learn how to lead. So and then you need to couple your leadership because you were once their colleague and they've seen a little bit of a vulnerable, or they've seen you to a level. You've been vulnerable to them to a level. Say, one of the things you must be key on is the boundaries of authority. Now that you are their supervisor, you must know that one of the things you must be key on is authority. And I'm not saying it, don't take it as a negative way. Don't try to put it as okay, authority, you're bossing everybody around, blah, blah, blah. Hey, yeah, you there, you this. No, ain't gonna work. You're gonna crash, or you're probably gonna see a team of people who are just gonna turn their back against you, and what you're gonna have in the end is that you're gonna be alone, and your team is not gonna progress. Your unit is not gonna progress. Yeah, so I'm not saying authority in the sense that you're bossing everybody around, but I'm saying the authority in letting them know because not all of them are going to shift into the consciousness or into the acceptance that you're now their leader immediately. Yeah. So for some of them, it's going to take a little while. For some of them, it's going to be practically almost immediately. But accept the fact that they are not going to accept it immediately that they are not their leader. So you can now see where the problem is, where you have not accepted it. They also have not accepted the fact that you are their leader, and you also have not accepted the fact that you are their leader. Then there's going to be a lot of issue. There's going to be a lot of dishonor. There's going to be a whole lot of um, lags. There's going to be a lot of loose ends that you're not going to be able to correct, and it now tells on your leadership. So the people who are watching you, the people who are expecting results from your hand, will have an issue with it because they're only going to see any result because nothing is going to move forward when everybody, the leader, everybody, nobody's seeing themselves, nobody's seeing the leader as the leader is not seeing himself as the leader. It's going to cause a whole lot of shit, a lot of trouble. So what I'm trying to say is that now that you've accepted that you are the leader, one of the things you must be key on is as much as you're going to lead them, which I'm saying that leadership, you're going to have to learn leadership and communication. Yeah. But I'm also saying that one of the things you're going to need to fit into that role properly is what? Is authority. You have to couple your leadership with authority. Yeah. Because it helps you to put boundaries and tie loose ends because these people were your colleagues, they've seen your vulnerability. Yeah. So you got to have to fix in authority into your leadership. And then you gotta place a balance in it. Yeah. So you're not bossing everybody around, but you got to let them. So what the authority means is that you got to let them know that now that I'm your supervisor, there are boundaries to things that we do. You see, you can be friends with them outside of work. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with them. Some of them might actually be your cool friend from high school. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that in the premise of the space of work that you all are in, you must let them know that there is a boundary of authority. Yeah, so that you can tie the loose end and the team can move forward